Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Good morning, everybody. It's the Gangsta Guru, Roberta Reeves, and I'm here this morning in a very special sacred place, the ashram of Yoga Cozumel, the ashram of Shakti Om, and you will learn from this interview that I'm going to do how very special this is and why I feel it's special. I am proud and happy to introduce to you Shaktiananda, who is the guru of this ashram. She is also my yoga teacher. And for those of you who know my story, I never knew I would walk in a yoga studio again. I never even let myself think that that would be possible. And I've been studying with Shakti Ma for about maybe a year, we think, almost a year. And I am doing amazing things. My body is remembering, my body is waking up, and I am so thrilled. I never believed in my heart that I would find on Cozumel Island a superior, fantastic, amazing yoga teacher steeped in the traditions of yoga. I am such a yoga snob. You know, I want the real deal. I can't help it. I don't want jock yoga. I don't want gym yoga. I'm glad you took a weekend course, but that's not the yoga I want. And Shaktiananda is steeped very deep in the traditions of yoga, in the, not just the asanas, not just the poses, but the philosophy. And that is what draws me to her. So it is with pride and pleasure that I introduce you this morning to my teacher, Guru Shaktiananda.
Roberta, good that you're here this morning, a beautiful morning.
Yes, I'm so happy. I've been trying to get you to do this for a very long time. I had to trap you with Fabi. Sorry. Yes. So we will start out this morning. I think, Shakti, what I would like to know personally, I would like to know your personal yoga story. Like, when was the first time you stepped on a mat? This lifetime, obviously, many lifetimes before, but we will talk about this lifetime. Yeah. And how did you come to Cozumel? You have, I forgot to tell you, the big news is Shakti is celebrating 25 years of having an ashram here on Cozumel. Roberta had a yoga studio 3 years and I was done. I couldn't do it anymore. So it is with admiration that I respect what you're doing, because I have some flavor of how really difficult it is. It's not an easy karma and dharma. Dharma, karma, either one, not easy.
Well, truly, I think I was not thinking to go to the path of yoga. I wanted to study something different, like astronomy or anthropology, something different. But somehow life, there's something greater than what we think we have to do that carry us into the right path. So most of the people deny their destiny or deny the experiences in life, like either negative or positive, as people put it. But the truth is, whatever situation we have in life, whatever pains, fortunes we have in life, is something that we have to live. So somehow, talking about past lives is like what we do right now is the example of what you left in your past life. And if you want to read the future or know the future, it's very easy. You just need to see what you're doing right now and how you carry your karma, your action in life, to know where you go. So it's very easy. When I was a little child, I was the only child in my family, my mother, my father, and me, and I was living in Mexico City. Mexico City was looking different in that time, a long time ago, and I think so, but still not much. If you are a little child, my parents work a lot. My mother was an accountant and my father an engineer, and so they work all the day. As you know, in Mexico, everyone works a lot. This is something that it happened in Mexico. People works a lot.
And you know, in my experience of Mexicans in the United States, mismo, never saw anybody work so hard. So I just want to say that. I have a friend, Valentin, shout out to you, in Mexico who was my Oscarino in America. I never see anybody work so hard. And his wife, Julie, too. So, yes.
It's very characteristic, no, from Mexico when you see these examples of the Mexican person with a hat sleeping. I think it's not right. It's not right, totally. Mexican people works a lot. My parents works a lot, so I was alone. So since I was 7 years old, very different maybe. I didn't know it was different, but they give me money. It was, I don't know, 5 pesos, 50 pesos, I don't know. They give me money to eat in Fondita, which is these restaurants, cheap restaurants in which you eat food, no? They give you your soup, your salad, and your main dish. And so since 7 years, because I think it was second degree, I remember I walked from the school to my house and then opened the door, and then after I decide what I wanted to eat today. So I have to choose where to eat. And so somehow it's a path in which you are alone like a kid. I didn't have brothers and they changed several houses. So it was very difficult to make a group of friends, no? Friendship. So after all these many years, one of those days, I was older, maybe 10, maybe 11, who knows, maybe 9. I'm not sure. But in Mexico City, I remember was a bridge, maybe it was in the Colonia Cuauhtémoc, something like that, close to Reforma. And I see a restaurant hidden there below a palace, and it smells very strange, you know. But I was always curious. I always was investigating where to eat. And so I found, I think it was an Indian restaurant, because the food was comida corrida, fondita, but Indian. And so there, I began to go and eat, but I didn't like really the food. I didn't like the taste, no? The soup was ugly, you know, but something was attracting me there to go. And so they have some tables, and on the side they have a kitchen. And in the back of the kitchen, I saw people doing something like gymnastic, because in that time I was doing also theater, dance, ballet, all these things. So I was thinking, what a strange gymnastic, no, with this all these. Maybe but not as old as us. Maybe all these like 30, but because I was very young, so I see them old, and maybe they were.
Oh, like Fabi and Moy.
And some with white hair, so I was thinking, oh. But it was strange. It was something mystic, it was something calm, and it was something protective. So somehow I began to go there to eat. And they seemed strange, because people was thinking maybe why she's eating alone, no? But as that many years, I think I get used to, because I begin to eat alone from 7 years old up to the rest. Until now, I can eat alone, no problem. And one day I said to my mother, "Hey, mother," she get out of work maybe like 5 o'clock early. And I said, "I want to show you a restaurant in which I go to eat, and I think you have to pay something there. I think you have to pay something, because they invite me to do this kind of gymnastic, no?" And so...
Were the people Mexican or Indian?
I think it's a long time ago, but I think it was Indian and Mexican people, a lot of Mexican people doing the yoga there. But the owners, the woman, looks Indian. So I think it was a family from India, which they have this restaurant living in Mexico. And they have the restaurant, the fondita, attending the people who works there. and they have the yoga classes on the backyard. You can see this patio, no, with the light of the sun, and so this is how I begin the yoga. Somehow I think the yoga attracts me in the way to give me, to hold me, not to make me feel safe, because even when you are a child, you get used to of the experience that you have in your life, but there's something in the spirit that you feel something, and I think I was feeling alone. So this community, this restaurant, this food, even if I didn't like it, gives me an entrance to feel whole, protected, and that's where somehow I begin to go to other things, a part of the Star Wars, of course, because Star Wars, I think I saw it when I was 6.
So Star Wars led you to yoga?
Yes, of course. When I see yoga, then I remember I told to my father, I want to levitate. I would like to meditate like that. And I would like to know how to use the sword. So I also learned kendo, martial arts.
Fencing, like...
And the first meditation thing I took was Método Silva, the Silva method.
They have all over the world, because my friend did that in USA. Yeah.
So, but I was thinking, no, this is not enough. Then I get with my father. My father is the one who took me to these different groups of meditation, the white wizards in Veracruz, and so many things, because I was curious in
And
that.
he was open to taking you as a child?
Yes.
God love him, because many engineer fathers would go, ah!
He was very open in
How
many
beautiful.
aspects.
Beautiful.
And maybe my mother too, but she was the one who worked more time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the way, if you're talking about the origin of why I'm doing yoga, is because that two simple aspects. One is life, and one's something that inspires you. So I think media inspire people, and it can inspire in the wrong way, or can inspire you in the correct way. And even if it's a cartoon or something that is not real, the truth is that yoga took me to the reality.
So I have to, let me paraphrase what Shakti has told us. Shakti started yoga because she wanted to be a character in Star Wars.
Did I understand you correctly? My ears grow like that, That's why.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what a beautiful story. A couple of things came to my mind as you were telling me the story. I believe that our tastes for spices and for, I like cinnamon, I don't like cinnamon, I like ginger, I never had it before, but I know this sabor, I know this flavor comes from another life. You have memories kind of wired into you, and that these desires for certain tastes may not come from this life.
Yeah, the smell in particular,
The smell, yes. Now smell, for me, is very potent because from physiology, I know that the olfactory nerve is the only nerve that is one piece. Every other nerve is broken with axons and dendrites, and they have 1, 2, 3 nerves. The olfactory nerves go first to the brain. And it is the first one to open up, because why? How do we know this? The baby smells his mother, her mother. And when an infant, when you walk out of the room and you're the mother, the infant starts to cry, cannot smell you. He smells you. Even before they see, they smell. So very, very powerful healing modality, because it's wired so deep. So yeah, the smell, the first thing you told me about this restaurant was the smell.
The smell attracts me, not the flavor, it's true.
Yeah.
So, and the flavor, it's the second chakra, no? The action, the sexuality, the creativity. But the smell is Muladhara. Many people don't think about Muladhara is related to the smell. Muladhara chakra, the root, one of the senses is the olfactive sense. And as well, you think, because the chakra is down there, it has to be only with the colon and the action of the legs. But it has to be with the subconsciousness. The subconsciousness is there, and it took you to a part of the brain which is the medulla oblongata, which is ancestral part of our brain, that connect with the smell, the sense, the olfactive sense, that can bring you back to another time.
Yes.
And if you want to know something funny about when I was a child, I remember my mother was talking about humidity and smells, my grandmother used to clean the floor, with this moppa, something like a material, no? Mm. And so when I went to the bathroom, I smelled to this humidity. But the piece of cloth was of course dirty, you clean. But it was a particular smell there, something like humid, like ancestral, maybe ugly for many people. But when I went to the bathroom and I was thinking, this smells so good, no? Like, I don't know, like a cave. And I was a child, like 8.
Like a cave?
Yes. And then she do it more often, and suddenly this humidity was there. And then one day I couldn't anymore. I just grabbed the thing and I began to...
like nurse.
Yeah. So, and then it didn't taste the same, no? The smell was better than the taste.
No.
And then later, many years after, when I met one of my teachers of the how to cultivate your essence and energy in Tai Chi, she teach me a technique in which she taught you the knees and the back of the marmas, and you can see past lives. You can connect to the person to see past lives. So in that one, I saw me inside a cave, a very deep cave, dark, muddy.
Inside the earth.
Inside the earth, muddy, and I saw me like in a very strong body, very rude, with a lot of my nails dirty, and more like a man, and a man for sure. And I remembered I have a very pleasant life there inside that cave, and something like it was like an emerald. Sounds like a movie, but I saw that, and like an emerald on the back, and I was sleeping in that muddy place, cold, but somehow I didn't feel cold. Then that comes many years after, like 30 years after, and I remember how one feeling when I was a child, like a taste, a dirty cloth of the bathroom, was attracting me something that brings me a memory, an impression, a samskara from another life in China. So it was an impact to recognize what was it.
So you connected the cloth that your grandmother was cleaning with and the smell of damp, wet, mud, dirty, a little bit dirty. And you enjoy so much because it connected you back to that lifetime where you felt very safe in the cave.
Yes.
Wow.
And still now, I love the humid smells. There's some smells that for some people can be like disgusting, but for me there is not. It comes like, or maybe I was a snake in another life.
So the other thing we have learned from Shaktiananda, Nataraj, okay, from Shakti is that how do you get to yoga? You follow your nose, right? This is distilling what she's saying, right? Always trust your nose.
Yes.
Yeah, well, animals do. And part of yoga, I think, is getting us back in touch with our connection with all of nature and reclaiming those senses that we have, yeah?
It's important because yoga connects you with, that's why yoga means union. Yoga now on people think, it's to do yogasanas, no? Postures, so. No, yoga means union. So that union is, we have to reintegrate, first of all our aspects of the being. If we integrate these aspects, we can begin to integrate the surrounding. And as you become a healthy being with the surrounding, together with your own inner environment, then you can see the truth of who you are. You are not now an aspect being. You begin to see the brightness inside you. Then is when you embrace the universe, and then is when you can be part of beyond the universe. So this unification begins of understanding who I am not.
Who I am not.
Understand the different things that I am, I contain, these aspects. That's why I don't say my parts of being. My aspect is something that I'm almost, I am, but not. Because I am soul, I'm Atma. So whatever I have, like the body,
or the nose, or the hair, or...
the body, or the mind, the knowledge, even the Anandamaya Kosha, even the joy body. All what is our koshas or shariras, and all what integrate, we think, I am my mind, I am my knowledge, but it's not, because all that has duality. We die. The mind, it has a duality always. And also knowledge, you cannot know everything, right? You know this, you don't know that. So everything that takes you to duality is not you. But you have to see them separate, and then when you see them separate, you come to consciousness, which is consciousness is the one who carries you. This is the symbol there of the snake. The levels of, there is no one consciousness, there are levels of consciousness, no? Subconsciousness, unconsciousness, regular consciousness, planetary consciousness, cosmic consciousness, supra-consciousness, and the up to supra-consciousness is what we call Satchitananda, no? Just to be the supreme consciousness that lives in reality and supreme joy. So recognizing, reconnecting this unity brings you to higher level of consciousness so that you can embrace the earth, embrace the universe, embrace even the idea of multiverses, and embrace the idea of beyond multiverses, what is there. And then maybe then you can take the knowledge of abstract knowledge, which is I can expand to no one or to everything. I can embrace an eternity, which is in the Bhagavad Gita, take us there to this aspect of if you cannot. It's a great book in which teaches us the different ways that we're going to meet or how we're going to take this battle within ourselves, to reconnect with ourselves, to see who we really are, and then after maybe to go to the higher level, to melt there, which is the purpose of yoga. I hope I don't.
No, I love it. I eat it up. It's like candy to me. More and more. I go, ah. But but we may have to make two. The snake is like an ascending spiral. So you go round, but you get bigger every time until you expand. Is that what you would say?
Yeah. The expansion, but the expansion of consciousness.
Yes. Yes.
And consciousness is not mind. Consciousness is not intellect. You can begin to discern about it, but it's not even the spirit, the consciousness. The spirit, somehow it changed. You have this body, we have other body, we will have another body. And the spirit is more of our manifested in the body as DNA. The DNA and the spirit tells you, oh, Roberta has to have a lot of energy, she's very creative, she will speak certain languages.
She talks a lot.
And so every one of us, we have, through the spirit and DNA, a way to have a personality and a spirit to live, to live here, to experience life. But that changed. So soul is the one who will not change. It's always perfect. So you die, your body dies, your mental experience dies, but you continue to evolve. Atma is perfect, but the experience of life evolves. Means if you have a very ugly life experience, maybe it's a teacher, perfect teacher to awake you up and get a better life.
I'm thinking of myself when I had the stroke, okay? I lose everything. I lose my physical body, but I also lose my memory. No proprioception. No, I couldn't find my mouth when I went to eat. Where's my mouth? I don't know where it is. Okay, I lost everything. And then I finally got out of the hospital after about 1.5 years, and then I went into an apartment. And the next thing that happened to me was I had a house fire and everything burned down. I know, exactly. And I like drama. I have Leo rising, so I do a lot of drama in my life. My soul, I think God laughs at me. I exist so God can say, oh, let's see what Roberta does this time. I'm going to throw her one more thing.
Let's go to the complete thing. Let's burn everything to begin.
The last thing that happened was I got locked out of my home in Italy. And I ended up here in Cozumel. All blessing, all blessing. But my friend Shafiq said to me, oh, Roberta, you're a sannyasin. I say, I'm a reluctant sannyasin. I did not volunteer to be sannyasin, but I have nothing left. You know, my body is changed, but it took me to a new other life.
It change your mind, the way that you see things, even it changed your atmosphere, no? Living.
Everything changed. Everything. It was like a big thunderbolt. Now let's see what she does.
And you become a better being. Yes. Than before.
It's part of my evolution. Yeah. So people say, I'm so sorry you had a stroke, and I go, I'm not. I'm not, because why? Yeah.
And it was experience that you need to reawake and bring back the spirit in a maximum way, and then bring your gifts, because this is the point. We all have gifts and we should give it away. We should share it. We should be more like a community. We all here, right? We are integrated. We should be together, gathering together, giving the maximum that is the best of us, not only for humans, no, but for the plants, the ecosystem, the ants, even the crocodiles. We are all here living in a little planet in a huge universe. So we have a great responsibility, a strong responsibility to be the good brothers, the higher brothers on this planet, to help everything, not humans only. Animals, insects, plants, microorganisms. Let's get together and let's do this job.
Yes, I totally agree, especially in these times of the end of Kali Yuga and the beginning of Sat Yuga. I don't know which Yuga we're in, but we're into a time of change. I can tell you that for sure. What do you think?
I would like to, my yoga, talking about why I'm doing this, the yoga I'm doing, all the system of yoga that the divine told me to express it now, it goes to one purpose. I really would like to share you that my manifestation now is planetary consciousness, minimum for everyone. And when I talk about yoga, I don't talk about asanas, pranayama. I talk, let's do all of us a yoga to save the integrity of this planet. So planetary consciousness, let's get together. Let's get conscious. Let's get compassive. Let's put in action our tools. All of you have tools. Put it in action for the well-being of the planet. And for the yogis, it's not time for asceticism to get in a cave and illuminate yourself. We have a compromise. Everybody left a planet almost in ruin. So it's not time for asceticism. It's a time for karma. It's a time of action to make this planet better, to leave a better planet for others. This is my system of yoga, is to create consciousness in the teachers, to create consciousness to the students.
And yoga off the mat. Who are you when you walk out of that door? Do you take your yoga with you into the street, into the calle?
Yes.
No, I understand. It's all there is in this moment. We don't have time to sit. I say to some of my friends, I'm very abrupt and I just tell the truth, and some don't like it. I say, you think you're going to ride out the apocalypse? You think you're on a meditation pillow? I don't think so. Good luck. It's going to be like a surfboard in a tormenta. No, you have to do things to help others. I think that is the journey. You must bring it back and serve. It is seva. You come back and you teach others and you be with others and you hold your light like a Jyotisha in a very dark place. You hold it. Yeah, I believe that. And who comes, who doesn't come, but you're there holding the light and you serve other people. That's the thing. I think so too.
Something is in a karma of the planet is like we are living in a plate in which we are all here, and just something in the karma of the planet said, hey guys, can't you learn how to live together and help each other? And still we have overpopulation. It's like, how many more will come that doesn't learn?
I don't know, I don't know. But I do know this, it's time for a drink. We're having Stabentum. 5 minutes? Okay.
Sacred drink of the Mayans.
Sacred drink of the Mayans. You can see on here the Mayans making Stabentum. It is a drink of anisette with miel de abeja. It's honeybee honeys and anise and liquor. So here we go, Shakti. Huh?
It's good it's a good medical treatment for.
Absolutely. And that's one thing I love about Ayurveda. It doesn't rule out anything. It has alcohol, it has smoking.
See? The liquid of life.
See, and I think God meant for us to enjoy the beauty of life. Here's to us.
That's me.
Here's to us, yeah.
Yeah, it really activates clears your throat.
And the smell alone is just...
Yeah, like flowers and crispy, and it makes you awake, ready for the life. I think it's a good thing to give you fire out of tamas.
You think I need more fire?
Yeah, I think give it to me.
So very quickly, Shakti, I want Shakti to share her personal system of yoga, which is very unique. I have studied yoga all over the world. I've studied in Italy, I've studied in USA, all over USA. I would chase the famous yogis all over the place. And I was blessed to study with some really fine people. Some not so fine people too, because just because you can do asana does not make you a yogi. I learned that big time. You can follow people, like I followed one fellow who would have like an airplane hangar full of people. The mats were this far apart. Everybody was doing, he had a system of yoga which was very good, but it all went to his ego. And you've seen the great gurus fall. And I remember one time in this class, he had us do Urdhva Dhanurasana, like a push-up from the back, and then he made people walk in a line, like trained seals. And I thought, this is not it. It was pure ego, and I thought, I can't do this with him anymore, because I don't feel the correct energy. I feel manipulation. I feel usado. He's using people for his, and he was like a rock star, but he was famous. But tell us about your system, because Shakti, in my experience, my personal experience, has a very pure yoga system that she has developed from all of her studies, which are all over the world, by the way, guys. You tell us your background a little bit and your system. I'm bragging about
You're going to make me shy.
in front of your face.
Well, I can tell you, the system contains 5 styles for samadhi. There's a yoga for samadhi, to awake consciousness, to get to the reality. So this is the purpose. Anyone who wants to really discover who they are, who you are, you want to take this system. which contains 24 techniques. And there is Chiquitza styles, 7 Chiquitza styles, which is related to recover your health. Because if you are not healthy, you cannot go through illumination. First, you need to be healthy. So the therapeutic yoga, the Chiquitza, it makes you to be healthy to then pass to the styles of Samadhi. In that 7 Chiquitza styles, there is inside the encephalic meditation, which I make it in the way thinking, not everybody feels spiritual, no? We are all different. Like Sri Aurobindo wants to embrace differences. And not everybody likes things of meditation because they're related to spiritual aspects, no? So the encephalic meditation is somehow a meditation that a person who is atheistic can do, and a scientific person, because everybody has a brain, right? So you cannot deny it. And the Swarapan healing, which is Swara means how to observe and feel and understand the waves of prana. So it's a healing, which I don't like to say healing, but it's a perfect way in English, but it's more harmonization, canalize, to reconnect again through this soul without being a yogi. This is the characteristic of these two things, the Swarapan healing and the encephalic meditation. They are two Chiquitsas that are not calling yoga, but they are yoga because it takes you to the same purpose, no, the unification. But they come from a healing thing. So create more plasticity to the brain, and it's very good to reconnect through the body, just to concentrate in certain parts of your brain. Or the Swarapan healing, it's about to reconnect and realign all the energy that moves in your 72,000 prana nadis, and then that will give you the code to restructure and see who you are. So, but however,
Was that what we were doing last night, Swaraprana healing?
No, yesterday, yes, this is a technique of the Swarapan healing, the pranayama, for healthy in this case, to...
Yes. Because I felt energy moving through my body. I felt reclaiming places in my body that had granthas or blockages. The prana came and kind of blew the grantha apart. I don't know what happened.
Well, that one was for detoxification, no? Yeah. There's pranayama has many purposes. You cannot see the whole thing in one, no? It has purposes. And sometimes certain pranayamas, really, it's difficult because we need to release blockages there, no?
Yeah. I got you off track. I'm sorry because I was just putting pieces together, but go ahead with your system.
In this way, I can say the 5 styles of samadhi and the 7 styles of therapeutic styles, they all have 24 techniques. So I can say the system of yoga is or my system of mine, no, but the system of yoga there. It's a yoga of techniques that has styles. And the purpose, the first input purpose is planetary consciousness. And the second is go back to reality. Know who you are. And it's more simple, more simple, and just through 24 techniques. So this is what I'm doing, and all is also related to geometrical thing. The dodecaedron, I don't know how you say that in English.
I can't see what it is.
And everything gets geometrical because this is a language in which we can understand in many levels.
Okay, all right. So geometry, sacred geometry. It's interesting because I don't have it on today, but I wear the Sri Yantra. And the Sri Yantra, if you chant the chant Om, and you put it on a tonoscope and you translate it into an image, it makes the Sri Yantra. So the sound is translated, the frequency of the sound is translated into sacred geometry.
Yeah, because it through Jantra is the manifestation of the, in this case, of this universe. So that's why Om is the creation of form, in this case a universe. So it's made by consciousness, white triangles and red triangles, energy that create, energy creates everything. So, but it's not chaotic, it's a conscious creation. So, but the interesting thing is that if you see the Sri Yantra, it finishes also in a point, so it means dissolution. So you end in dissolution, which is a concept of this century. Now on, the quantum physics and the physics knows that this universe will end. Meantime, in the Occident and also the Greeks, they think for about 2,000 years that the universe will be eternal. But before Christ, the Greeks, the Indians, and the Arabic countries feel that the universe will have an end. So it's interesting what you said. But this is another topic for us.
I know, we could go on forever. I think about Shiva dancing. Lord Shiva, Nataraj, he dances the cosmic dance.
Yes.
Okay, and one foot goes down, creation, another foot, dissolution, creation, dissolution. It's a dance of the universe. You agree?
Yes, it's the Nataraj. It's the moving of consciousness, moving the souls in different consciousness and different dimensions, lokas, to take you out of this, of all the dimensions, the Chaturlokas, out of this universe. Because this is the purpose, to go back to the origin, Paramatma.
Okay, so we are traveling to Paramatma. Gracias, namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. One quick thing I'd like for you to explain as an ending how you end class. Yeah, can you tell everybody what that means?
Oh, that is a class of 5 hours.
Oh, that's another, that will be another video, everybody. So namaste, Shakti. Here's to you. Gracias, gracias.